Hey everyone, welcome back to CryptoCache. Thank you so much for joining me here. We're going to take a quick look at Sandbox, and before we do, quick peek at Bitcoin just so we know exactly what's going on here, okay? Because I think it's important to know what Bitcoin's doing because it does control the market for the most part. And we can see 60,000 right here as a key level resistance, was tested, rejected hard, came all the way down to 56,600, tried to ramp back up in 1 hour for about a $2,500 push, and then right back down to test the support level of 58,000. So 58,000 is basically the make or break it moment right here. If we lose 58,000, we'll see the price tumble down potentially as low as 53. That's the next major support level, which was the high just before the El Salvador candle back in September 7th. So all in all, Bitcoin is not doing great. We are also well below the 50-day simple moving average on the 1-day chart, which is reaffirming that as a resistance level at 60,000. So now 60 to 61,000 is the resistance channel, right? So again, investing in altcoins right now can be challenging, for lack of better terms, because they're all hair triggers right now based on Bitcoin selling off. So just bear that in mind. That's why we're holding off as a community for the moment for any major, traditional signals, just based on the simple fact that Bitcoin needs to pull its head out of its ass before we can have some kind of, less fear and more greed, right? It's kind of what we're looking for. All right, so let's take a look at Sandbox here. And just before we do, of course, if you're new to the channel, I'm not a financial advisor. I just love helping people become better traders and better financially, right? I've been trading for over 15 years myself, and I truly do enjoy it. This is my full-time job. So if you'd like a leg up, perhaps you need, some more help in the industry, feel free to join my Patreon community. I actually share every single trade that I take as signals, and I send those to my members, and we all learn and grow together. Amazing experience. Can't be happier about it. So thank you so much again to my patrons for requesting a cover Sandbox. This one's for you. All right, so let's take a look here. Of course, now we can see one thing that's pretty obvious. If you look at the RSI, you can see a nice little bounce off 70. We'd love to see that. That basically just reaffirms that constant trend that we're seeing with Sandbox. Furthermore, too, what it does, it kind of confirms the fact that right around $3.61 is that level on the RSI. So that's a really strong support level. It basically bounced off. All right, so all is well good there. Very good stuff on the 1-day chart. I love the macro here for Sandbox. Let's see what the midterm here looks like for the 4-hour. And look at the moving averages. Another great positive here. We've got the 50-day simple moving average. It's worked very well as a strong support level in the recent past, coming up to save the day, for lack of better terms here, because it's right there at the same exact support level that the price almost bounced off of, right? So price is trending right around much higher than 360, but the moving average and the current support level is right there at 360. So that's awesome stuff. We like to see that. So also a very, very good scenario there. Another one that's awesome too here is you can see the price bounced right off of 50 on the RSI as well. So when you just have a bounce off 50 on the RSI on the 4-hour chart and a bounce off 70 on the RSI on the 1-day chart, those are two awesome situations, right? That's kind of like a double rainbow. In a lot of ways, it's like a MACD convergence and an Ishimoku cloud breakthrough. Really good stuff. Kind of just reaffirming the fact that that is a very strong support level. Furthermore, we have a MACD convergence here as well, potential MACD convergence that's occurring here. So this is a really good sign when the faster moving average, 12-day exponential moving average, the EMA, intersects with the 26 in an upward fashion. That creates a convergence. What that does is tells us the bears are losing control and the bulls are going to take control. So we're going to start seeing these little guys right here start peeking up here likely in the very near future. So it does look like Sandbox is preparing for some type of takeoff here. So that's a very good sign. We like to see that a lot. Okay, so looking at the 1-hour chart, let's go ahead and peek at some pretty important indicators here and kind of see where we're at. My guess is we're back above the cloud. Yes, we are. Perfect. All right, so this is a double, is it a quadruple rainbow? Is that such a thing? We got 4 really awesome things going here for Sandbox. I love to see the fact that we have the price up over the cloud. We've got the baseline lower than the conversion line on the Ishimoku cloud. And of course, we got the lagging span way over here, giving us plenty of indication that this is a great buy signal. So I love what I'm seeing here from Sandbox. I think it's going to continue to take off. The only problem or potential problem is the fact that we have a key level resistance that we're coming up on. Right now, it's having trouble passing 443, or has in the recent past. We've also got a major resistance level at about $4.69. So we're in this little resistance channel right now that could effectively hold the price down. But we've got a lot of strong bullish indicators too that are kind of, I don't know, I wouldn't say overwhelming, but they're definitely controlling that, so to speak. They're pushing the price action higher. So I think we're in pretty darn good shape. The only concern, let's see if we look at TD sequential. Actually, it's not even much of a concern. If you look at it, we're at a 6 out of a potential 9 to 12. So in other words, we are maybe about halfway through, a little more perhaps, on this little bullish trend. Okay, so we've got one of two choices. We can either add to our position presently and wait for the price to continue upwards, or we can see how it tests the resistance level here at about 466 first. One of two scenarios should work out. But if you just jump in here and you kind of come up, yeah, I mean, we're looking at a pretty decent amount. I mean, the highest Fibonacci retracement line is about 27% higher than, well, roughly 25% higher than the current price action. So for lack of better terms, I think there's a decent chance we're going to be able to see the price continue upwards to hit $5.47. And the reason why I think that is just because we had a nice strong bounce off of support, reaffirming that support. Both RSIs are telling us that on the 4-hour and the 1-day chart. We've also got a nice Ishimoku breakthrough. That is fantastic. And concurrent with that, we've got a MACD convergence that is almost converged. Hasn't officially yet. It could turn around any moment, but it's definitely looking very good. So those are all things that I like to look for on swing trade positions, and the fact that we're not overextended yet on the TD sequential really gives us some good reaffirmation there. So I'm fairly confident in stating that we're going to be able to see a $5 Sandbox in the very near future. It may be today, it may be in the near future, but I can tell you that I think it's very likely. We just got to make sure that we keep making higher highs and higher lows. And we're still a little premature on that. We've gotten, one higher high and one higher low so far, but we did break our previous high, which is great. So this is a good sign. So I really don't see anything bearish about Sandbox. I can confidently say that this looks like a very good potential swing trade upwards to about 550 in the relative near future. So I'd say, again, super conservative. By month end, we'll see that happen. But knowing Sandbox, it'll probably be later today, just based on the way in which it moves and how it performs and has in the past. So again, the technical data here is telling us we've got some extremely good, positive indications to buy. And it's really up to you on what you would like to do there. So if you're in a position presently, consider dollar cost averaging. If you're considering opening a position, set your profit targets to just below the next major Fibonacci retracement lines. So just say hypothetically you take entry right now, you can get a nice smooth 8% if you shoot for about, just say 468. And then of course, furthermore, maybe do 545 instead of 546 for the next major Fibonacci retracement line. And what we'll do too is we'll take a look at Sandbox either later today or tomorrow again, and we'll basically re-identify new Fibonacci retracement levels, because obviously we've been using this one for the past 3 weeks, and we're getting really close to the highest point. So technically speaking, 550 is, I think, kind of low or more conservative on the sense of how high Sandbox can go in the very near future. It's just that that's more of a conservative estimate. We need to break this resistance level, and then we can reevaluate. So I'm going to set an alert for 470 and make sure that once we get to that point, we'll take another look at it and then obviously reevaluate, because typically when you break an all-time high, it'll come back to test it one last time, and then it'll break and bounce to the upside. That's very common. So it would look like something like this. The price were to come up, break that resistance, come down, consolidate, and then it starts shooting up for the next major. So as soon as I get that alert that breaks that plane, I'll go ahead and reevaluate this again and ensure that we take a closer look at it, and then find out what the next potential looks like for Sandbox, because I do think that 550, roughly 546, that's scratching the surface of where it could be. It is a very good coin. I'm pretty impressed. All right, well, I hope you found benefit here, of course. Please consider subscribing if you haven't already. Join my Patreon community if you want to become a better trader and you want to share in the signals that I send. And obviously, just learn and grow to become ultimately more self-sufficient. Thanks again for your time. I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Have a great rest of your day. Take care.